Hey, all right, welcome to the Tuesday show. My name's Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. Sorry, I turned that a little too loud.
Oh,
I didn't
boy.
blow anybody's ears out. So,
Hopefully not.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about a couple of tournament results. Winter Brawl and CenCal Standoff both happened in the past weekend. We're going to talk about a topic that's been going around, which is who's the best player ever?
Right, fighting game player of all time.
That's right.
GOAT, greatest of all time.
The GOAT.
Which is always ironic to me because I always remember GOAT used to mean like the biggest loser.
People would say GOAT as like the worst. Like
Right,
it was actually a term used.
Yeah, like I always remember in Peanuts and Charlie Brown comics that was always talked about. I tried to be the hero, but now I'm the GOAT.
There you go.
You know, you're basically the
Perfect
loser,
example.
but-
Now it means you're the greatest. So
Yeah. So,
whatever.
Well, okay.
Dope.
All right.
And then we're going to talk about Them's Fighting Herds, which I had a chance to play for a little bit before this thing started.
I got to mess with it just a tiny bit in training mode with one character, but that was about it.
Well, I like it, but we'll talk about that later on. So, a couple of tournament results. You want to start off with Winter Brawl?
Sure, let's go with Winter Brawl.
Because it was a big one, and there were lots of games, as always, right? And also big because it was the last one.
Yes, the last Winter Brawl. And obviously there were some interesting results going on, some drama that went on, in terms of who sent who to losers bracket, and it set up a kind of anticlimactic grand finals. But still, lots
Wait,
of
what?
good things here. Dude, everyone was talking about Chris G sending Sonic Fox to
Right.
losers, right?
But he did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I thought you meant like there was some debate about whether it happened.
No. It happened.
definitely did happen,
It definitely
yes.
happened.
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
all right.
yeah.
We're on the same page now.
Okay,
Let's get to the results. Neither of us went, obviously, as we were in Fresno for CenCal Standoff instead.
That's right. So here we go. Winter Brawl results here. Okay, so let's talk about it in order that they have listed here. Obviously, the main game here, the final game that was played on Sunday, was Dragon Ball FighterZ.
There you go.
And as we said, everyone's looking at Sonic Fox to take this tournament. He's been winning everything. And then Chris G sends him to losers in a dominating fashion. And Sonic Fox tweeted about it. He was like, oh, the timings of his assists are strange.
Yeah.
And all these other things like that. I'm going to have to examine this and everything. Well, let's take a look at the results here.
Okay, did he examine it well enough?
7th place was is it Undyne? It's Undyne, right? Yeah, Undyne with Android 21, Android 18, and Cell. As well as Nakiel with Kid Buu, Goku, and Adult Gohan.
Yeah.
5th place was Fame 96 with Cell, SSGSS Vegeta, and SSGSS Goku, as well as Fox Theo, Echo Fox Theo.
Yeah.
The NRS defensive player playing offensive game, Adult Gohan, Android 16, and 10. 4th place was CR to Kill Sage with Trunks, Goku Black, Android 16. 3rd was Excalibur Blades with Cell, Kid Buu, and Vegeta. 2nd place, EGNY Chris G. 2nd place, Trunks, Android 18, Vegeta. And 1st place, Echo Fox, Sonic Fox with Goku Black, Hit, and Android 16.
AKA Team Reverse Ultra David.
Some people thought that he was going to not make grand finals against Chris G.
Did anybody really think that?
I saw someone tweet that, right? That they were like, how much you want to bet the grand finals won't be?
Like anything, any amount,
right,
is what I would have bet. I thought that was like just a certainty coming into the top 8 that grand finals would be Chris versus Sonic Fox. Yeah, for sure.
I thought you were the one who tweeted like it was like, oh, what are the chances this is not going to happen?
Definitely
after
not.
he got sent to losers.
No. I was like, does anybody think that it won't happen?
Oh, okay. It was the opposite. I read it wrong.
I definitely thought it was going to be like that.
Okay.
But that said, it was a really good top 8. The thing that I like the most about this top 8 is that it's what we all hoped, which was that DBFZ would be the thing that brings all the scenes together. Right? So when you look at that, you got traditional anime players, you got a DOA player, you got NRS players, you got guys like Chris who play literally everything. Same with Sonic Fox, has played everything. And you got the Kill Stage coming from Skullgirls originally, now Marvel Infinite, really good player. It's a bunch of different scenes that have all met, and now they're all playing this game. It's super cool.
Yeah, and got Excalibur Blades was a DOA player.
DOA, indeed.
Sonic Fox is also a DOA player. Does this mean
that's
the
right.
DOA players are the strongest players there are?
What I like about Excalibur Blades is that this is not the first time that he's played a different kind of game. He played Injustice, he played MK, he played I think Marvel, but it was definitely some kind of air dashery game I remember him playing, and he was really good at all of them.
I mean, it's no shock that the people who are at the top here are good at all the games, because the Kill Sage has also been doing super well in Marvel as well. Sure. Chris G obviously is good at everything. So.
But that said, I would not have picked Theo. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that Theo would have picked Theo, because seeing him tweet about him playing the game, he talked a lot before Winter Brawl about how he's just learning, he doesn't feel like he's very good, like he wasn't rating himself well at all, and he got winner's side top 8.
Interesting. Some people are saying that there's a little bit of stuttering, that there's frame droppings. According to my XSplit, I am not dropping a single frame here. It says dropped 0, so I don't know, is it just Twitch or something like that? But everyone says the audio's fine.
Okay,
so
that's what matters.
Keep going. Yes.
Yeah. So very cool that happened, all the different scenes. Also, there's a pretty good geographical variety in this, which is great.
And actually, also a decent character variety.
And good character variety.
A lot of people have talked about Vegeta Assist. He was only he was only commando on 2 teams, basically. He was only the commando position on 2 teams. And not only that, but, you know, obviously Cell is a character that everybody's been talking about. Cell was only on Excalibur Blades teams in the top 4, right? So, you know, it's pretty good variety here. Android 16 was only on 2 teams.
Yeah.
Which was Sonic Fox and To Kill Sage. So
Cell was also on Necro and Dime.
Well, like I said, on the top 4, I said the top 4, Cell was only in 1 team. So, but yeah, only in 3 teams in the top 8. But there's not that many characters to. I mean, it's 3v3. You're going to get repeats, right?
Sure. So, yeah. No, I thought the variety was quite good, to be honest. And the matches were great. When did you see when Chris sent Sonic Fox to losers? Did you see that match?
I did not see that match.
I saw that match. It was quite dominant. He basically lit into Sonic Fox and never let up, and opened Sonic Fox up consistently. And it wasn't so much like neutral game dominance, although there was some of that, but it was more like everything worked out on offense.
Right, yeah.
And I think very interesting to see Sonic Fox deal with Chris's assist timings differently, in a way that made it so he didn't get in the position where he had to be open up that often. That often. It was much more about Sonic Fox's neutral control and pressure, rather than him defending. Although he defended really well against Chris too. So I felt like he just leveled up completely.
Well, he obviously studied it too, right? Because he talked about it on Twitter. Yeah, he talked about studying it and checking out the timings and all that, things like that. So, and you know what? The one thing about Chris that I will always say is he does everything his own way. A lot of people, even when he played, which game was it? When he played Ibuki in Street Fighter V, he didn't use Ibuki like anyone else. He had different mix-ups. Sure. He had these weird ideas with her, and they were still effective. So I'm sure the first time Sonic Fox played Chris, he was expecting Chris to do the standard Dragon Ball beats, but I've been talking about this game beats, this rhythm concept for a while now. Well, not for a while, but just for the past week or so. And I feel like Chris G always has different beats than everybody else. Yeah. Because he always figures out games his own way.
I agree with you.
And that probably threw Sonic Fox off the first time, but then after Sonic Fox figured out what it was and was able to read it, then he was able to counter it. So because it was 6-0 by the way in Grand Finals, and Chris G even tweeted after he lost the second one, he was like, "Oh, I'm done." He said as soon as he lost game number, he was like, "Oh, I'm done." So
yeah, and then Sonic Fox had the tweet out that he was the best or whatever it was before I saw the ending on Twitch, before the final game ended. It wasn't like a spoiler. Obviously, at that point, he was going to beat Chris. Whether it was 6-0 or 6-1, right? It was definitely coming.
Right.
But, he got it out that fast.
Yeah. Oh, I see the little jumps here right now. Oh, yeah, look at this. That's so weird. I wonder why that's happening. It's not dropping any frames. It just might be the capture device that I have. So
bummer.
Anyways, okay.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jibbo. It could have been first to 10, and it would have been 10-0 at that point. Yeah. It was. He had it. He figured it out, for sure. So props to him. But again, props to Excalibur Blades, who shows up big for new games a lot. Props to Theo for coming out of basically nowhere, I felt. And then on top of that, there was somebody who, I can't remember who it was. Well, my bad, folks. But somebody got top 16 who had not played. They're a DBFZ player. Like, they're a Dragon Ball player.
Oh, really?
Like, they weren't like a Marvel coming in. They weren't an anime player coming in.
Really?
Yeah, I forget who it was now. So, again, my bad. I meant to have a note on that, and I thought I would remember, but I didn't. So.
Right. Oops, yeah, you're right.
Excuse me.
The highlight is on the wrong section here. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not Fame, because Fame has played other games. In any case, that's awesome. But so if you look beyond the top 8, it wasn't just in the top 8 that there was variety. You look at the top 16, and there's more NRS, and there's more everything, and there's more Street Fighter, and there's more, all the different scenes are represented in there. So it really is a case that, like, every scene is playing this game, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So it's not a Necro either.
And the other cool thing about it, honestly, too, is just watching the high-level play. It looks so good right now. I really like the high-level play. And it's tough because sometimes it's hard to follow. And I'll be honest, the first time I started playing Dragon Ball, when I first started watching it, before I actually sat down and played it, I couldn't follow anything. The game was just kind of crazy, and I was like, I don't get this, because I didn't understand the mechanics. I didn't understand, again, like, why you would use certain things in certain situations. As soon as you sit down and play it, everything makes sense. And, I talk about this all the time. If you really want to enjoy watching a game, give it a shot a little bit. Obviously, not everyone can buy every fighting game, but if you have a chance just to have a friend who has it or something like that, just mess with it a little bit, take a little bit of time to understand it. And as soon as you do that, again, this is the internet, so there's going to be people out there who are already like, oh my God, Dragon Ball's boring already. It's the same thing over and over again. But, like, honestly, if you use all the different characters, you'll discover that there's a lot of little subtle details between each of the characters that some don't have the mid-air launchers that they can go into there. Some don't even have good enders, that they can take advantage of. And, there's all sorts of little tiny things like that, make you understand and appreciate the game more when you're actually watching it. So
it's a good game. I like it a lot. Hey,
Grayson, I'm right there with you, man. I'm trying to buy every fighting game myself, dude. It's
not easy, but
it's tough.
It does. At least having messed around with the game does open up a lot more enjoyment to you if you want to watch. Mm-hmm. So hard to buy everything, like you said, but at least go over to a friend's house and play stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yep, good stuff again. And second game here listed is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Again, interesting results. Yeah. 7th place was GGEA Dr. African with Nikali. Sorry, I gotta do this. Rise Smug with Balrog.
Yep.
5th place was also Dan Slip with Cammy, as well as Terrence with Chun-Li. 4th place, PG Punk with Karen, but also Chun-Li. He used a lot of Chun-Li, right? So, okay. 3rd place was KPB Tega with Akuma. 2nd place, Knuckle Doo with Guile and Armika. And 1st place, Nephew with Colleen.
Yeah.
A player that Punk even called out in, like, November last year. It was like, keep an eye on Nephew.
You're right.
And this was before Colleen got buffed. So he was saying that even in Season 2 Colleen obviously got a little better because her V-Trigger 2 is really good.
She's awesome.
Yeah, but as a result, Nephew here taking 1st place. So.
Last week when we had nothing to talk about, basically, and people were asking us random questions, somebody asked, like, who do you think is going to be the up-and-comer of this year?
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it at the time, but even before he won this, I sat to myself and thought about it, and I thought Nephew was the guy I would have brought up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's awesome that he took this. He played super, super well. He was really composed. Even when he won, it was his first major win, and he did it over Knuckle Doo, and it's pretty big. He just he won. He didn't like pop off, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
He very much acted like he'd been there before.
Right.
Which is pretty cool to see.
I think he's just a very calm personality. Even during the interview afterwards, he was just like,
he seems like it, right?
He just seems like he's a very chill dude.
For sure, man. And Colleen is a good character. I thought she was pretty good before. V-Trigger 2 definitely makes her better, but if you watch him play, he has V-Trigger 2 during part of the time, but he's winning anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He's just really good with her.
Yeah, it's really cool. Again, we're talking about Dragon Ball character variety, but I really honestly think Street Fighter V character variety is really strong right now. Obviously, Abigail is a concern right now, but like...
Well, I got, the number of Abigails in top 32 at Winter Brawl?
No.
Squadoosh.
0.
0.
Huh? Oh, okay, so he's not free wins. He doesn't give you free wins? I could have swore that, you pick Abigail and you automatically win kind of thing.
Furthermore, I'm looking for Rashid's, and the first one that I find is 25th place.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Which is Moons. Yeah, look, the game is they did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job. I didn't agree with everything. Probably shouldn't have buffed Abigail, for example. But they did do a good job overall. It's pretty balanced.
It's crazy because I do see a lot of people out there, and again, I'm sorry that every game we talk about, I just end up yelling at people. But I've seen a lot of people say like, "Oh my God, what a terrible balanced job in season 3," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, again, there's some things that I would have done differently.
Right. Okay, I understand. Like a few things you're kind of mad about, like Abigail got buffed, Rashid got a little buff, Zangief got nerfed.
Yeah, Vega can't pressure after roll anymore. Right. There's like weird stuff in there for sure, but
I think overall,
it's good overall.
It's good. Like obviously, if you're a Vega player, if you hate Rashid, you're gonna be mad. But you have to look at the overall picture, and I think it's fine. So
yeah, shout out to Dr. Afghan for playing Nikali and getting top 8 after trying to ride Vega for so long. So, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey man, that seems to be the theme of a lot. I mean, like. I don't think Ken is bad, but we talked about it last time about 2 weeks ago about Chris T dropping Ken. I think is still the right choice.
I agree with you.
It's a mental block at this point.
Absolutely.
So,
and then awesome to see Terrence get up there. Mm-hmm. He's been a good player for a while, but very cool to see him get 5th in this kind of situation. Dan Slip continuing to do well in Northeast tournaments.
Cammy,
it'd be cool if he traveled more, but I don't know what the situation is. And then Tega getting 3rd. I think that's, as far as I know, his highest placing ever. Very cool.
But, again, Cammy, dude, strong character. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okie
We'll
doke.
get to that. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite also played here. Who did Smug lose to, by the way, in top 8? Like, who sent him to losers in the first place?
I can look at that. Terrence eliminated Smug. Well, that's all I got. I don't know who sent him to losers before that.
Interesting. Okay. Punk lost to Akuma, huh? And I have lost my browser window here for some strange reason. Chris G beat Smug in one of the death pools.
Oh, that's right. He came from the death pool.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have the Winter Brawl results up by any chance?
I sure do.
I just lost it here. So
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, 7th place, Daigon with Captain Marvel Dante. 7th, also CR DeKillSage, Jetta Dante. 5th place, GNT4 Abak with Hagar Dante. 5th, PG Coach Steve with Nova Spencer. 4th, HP Punisher with Hawkeye Rocket Raccoon and Gamora Rocket Raccoon. 3rd place, Noel Be Hungry with Rocket Raccoon Gamora. 2nd place, Clockwork, Strider Monster Hunter and Strider Black Widow. Winner, EG, NY Chris G, Morgan, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Grand Finals was a close one, although Clock did not reset it, but it went down to the 5th game. The 5th game was kind of a blow-up, but up to that point it was pretty close and pretty even. And, even in my heart, I was like, let's go Clockwork.
Well, of course.
But, I mean, shout-outs to him traveling all the way out to Winter Brawl to really test his mettle out there. It's one of the first time I've seen Clockwork travel like that in a while, I feel like.
Yeah, that does seem right, yeah. Seemed pretty rare.
But really glad to see Clockwork doing well again, getting 2nd place over there. And, it's always interesting because Marvel and Dragon Ball, one of the things that I do like is there's always this East Coast, West Coast rivalry because they don't get to play so much. But I still don't know what you'd want to count Chris G as right now. But,
whatever.
As a man who is not bound by any coast right now, 2nd place, West Coast, baby. Let's go.
Well, that's for sure. And then after that, it's basically East Coast.
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
I don't think there was any other West Coast players out there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Noel getting 3rd place. Awesome job to him. Oh, yeah, but what I loved about Clockwork was that he played Strider Black Widow until he needed to not do it. You can tell he's trying to make that work.
Right.
And then he would switch to Monster Hunter and do a lot better.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But anyway, he's not dropping that Strider, dude.
It's for sure.
Yeah.
That's his guy. Cool to see Punisher up there. Noel got a couple of Rocket players. It was really cool. Oh, Abak with Hagar Dante. I think that's such a good team. I really do. I think Hagar's awesome in that game. Yeah. I don't think that's an opinion that people share that much. But
that's weird. I don't understand that.
I mean, either. You have to play totally differently against a Hagar than you do against anybody else.
So. He's basically he's the monkey wrench of the game. I mean, it's funny. He's playing the role of the grappler, because the grappler is always the monkey wrench that you have to play against the grappler differently. But Hagar does it because of the lariat.
Yeah, lariat is so
lariat
sick.
is the.
So I think Hagar Dante is really, really good. But that's awesome for Abek. Think back to his history of getting kind of blown up many years ago, and now he's the top player in Marvel. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Captain Marvel made top 8. How about that? Tekken 7. 7th, Spirojin with Paul. Also, Mr. Whoopi with Warong. 5th, ITS Mac with Bob and Jack 7. Also, Fred Distance with Lucky Chloe. 4th, AI Pepper Beef Too Spicy with Leo and Law. 3rd, PG Speed Kicks with Kazumi, Warong, and Steve. 2nd place, NG Obscure with Elisa. And winner, Victim of Ritual with Nina.
Huh, okay. Are you familiar with Victim of Ritual?
I don't know the scene that well.
Okay, yeah. I'm not sure. That's not a name that I had recall right now. So
I don't know.
I'm not sure of the story. But I'm sure, obviously, being out there in Philadelphia, this Tekken competition's got to be really strong. So I got to imagine a very strong player. So
yeah, man.
He's from Baltimore, according to Curly W. So.
Okay, well, that's
or
from the
Maryland,
DMV.
at least. So there you go. Okay, cool. Good stuff.
Injustice 2 results. 7th place, PSRK Beyond Toxin with Scarecrow. Also, PG Katana Prime, Harley Quinn, and Wonder Woman. 5th places were ALG Dragon with Black Adam Aquaman. 5th, also PG Coach Steve with Atrocitus Black Manta.
And
4th,
the walk down of a...
super sick, yeah. He walked down Dragon. Very cool to see that clip. 4th, DF Gur, Adam, Black Manta, and Bane. 3rd, Echo Fox Scar, Brainiac, Black Manta, Supergirl. 2nd, Echo Fox Theo, Dr. Fate, Superman. Winner, Echo Fox Sonic Fox, Michelangelo. So Echo Fox swept the top 3. Sonic Fox played Michelangelo, who came out like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago even, and beat everybody.
And might not have even been, you kind of considered him like 3rd best turtle,
No,
maybe?
After maybe a week, I figured that Leo's still the best. I would say Mike is the 2nd best.
Okay.
But its character doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know, right?
That guy can pick whoever he wants. He was winning with Captain Cold, and what are you gonna do? So,
one of the reasons why that walk down clip was so cool. We were even just talking about this at CenCal Standoff on commentary all the time, which is moving forward is one of the scariest things in fighting games.
I'd say walking forward in particular.
Yeah,
is really not easy.
And when Coach Steve basically just called the cat and was just like, "You aren't going to touch a button, you're scared."
Yeah.
And he walked at him, finally hit a button, and that's when Dragon twitched and he hit him.
It was forward 3 at exactly the moment that Dragon tried to grab. It was like the exact right call. So super sick. I don't know exactly what the deal is, but Coach Steve always alludes on Twitter to issues going on for him. And like I said, I'm not sure what's going on, but whatever they are, I hope that he figures them out.
Right.
Because in the meantime, he's still doing super well in fighting games. Like he's still a super awesome player. So
he did really well did he do well in Marvel? Yeah, he got top 8 in Marvel. Yeah, because he was talking about how happy he was he got top 8 in Marvel.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Awesome to see Gurr that high up, especially just past the Echo Fox boys.
Oh, shoot. Shout-outs to Meterless for putting the clip in there.
Yes, check out that clip. Yeah, hilarious and frightening, I would say.
Yeah.
Gurr, I talked with before some IPS stuff last year, and he seemed like he might want to quit. He wasn't really into it anymore, and he was like, well, I'll see what they do to Bane, or I'll see if there's any new characters that are coming out that I find interesting. And what saved it for him, I think, is Adam. His Adam is super interesting. He's one of the very few people playing him at that level.
I need to go watch that then.
Really, really cool.
Doing with Adam,
yeah, and Bane got above.
Yeah, I'm honestly really out of the loop now with Injustice. I need to get back in there and figure out what the new characters do, because I actually I haven't seen any Adam, I haven't seen any Turtles and stuff. So I need to get in there. So
well, there was a bunch of both of those. 9th place, by the way, Punk.
Okay.
DOA 5, last round. 7th, Ninja Guy 446, Helena. Also, Fury of Frog. 5th were UGS Lord Xavier with Hitomi. UGS Sly Bass with Akira, Brad Wong. 4th, Ichiron 47 with Mila. 3rd was UGS B-Boy Dragon with Mai in Phase 4. 2nd, SYN Rojiku Reigns with Hayate. And winner was UGS Jaeger, could be Jaeger, with Phase 4 Ayane Rig.
I don't see DOA here. Okay, anyway.
Got a different source. Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2, top 8. 7th, Alex Smith May and Dreaded Ruffian Sin. 5th were Drunken Chicken Ram and PAG Grover Venom. 4th, LVLG Bass with Raven. 3rd, Jin with Dizzy. 2nd, Hook Gang God Faust. And winner, TSB Blaze with Raven.
Nice. Okay.
Oh boy, how many do we have to go through? We have a lot. We can't say all these.
Yeah, well, the one I want to talk about is the ST one.
Okay,
however,
sure.
Because in particular, so what we have here, I'll just do the top 4 here. Don Yan with Ken in 4th place. Nothingness in 3rd place with Chun-Li and E Honda. Psycho Chronic in 2nd place with Chun-Li. And 1st place was Crossed with old Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li. Yeah. But this was a Tournament of Legends qualifier.
Oh.
So Crossed is now in Tournament of Legends 3.
Wow. That's a guy who I've known for probably a dozen years.
Crossed, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Crossed.
Okay.
That's how he used to say it anyway. Okay. I knew him from our regional tournaments at C3 in Virginia when I lived on the East Coast. And he was pretty good, but man, he's a lot better now, that's for sure. He played Zangief and was pretty good as Zangief. And now I guess he plays Shotos and Chun-Li, so he stepped up a little bit in the tiers.
Now all I do is wish I was there, because I might have been able to qualify this
event. Oh, dang, wow.
Because I've played a lot of the guys in the top 8. I've played Psycho Chronic a bunch of times. I've played Atari a bunch of times. Okay. And I usually beat them.
Wow,
so
James.
I'm just dang, man, I should have went to Winter Brawl and qualified for some tournament.
Dang. That's killer. No, anyway, good job, Steve. All right.
Okay.
So
Winter Brawl has 7,000 games.
It does. There's
so
way
we're
too
not
many.
going to name them all over there. So, but
For sure.
they've played a bunch of games. But Winter Brawl is no more.
Right. So this is the last Winter Brawl, but it's not the end of the sort of tournaments.
Right.
They're just moving it to April.
Right.
Is really what it is.
They're renaming it and moving it to April. They're
right.
moving it and calling it April Annihilation now.
What do you think about the name?
I think it's okay. I think it could be better. Maybe just to go along with everything else they did, they could have named it after the season, like Spring something or other. That
would make a lot of sense.
Because they had Summer Jam, they had Winter Brawl, so why not just call it Spring something or other, right?
Makes sense to me, but I don't like the name. In any case, that doesn't matter too much.
It makes sense to me because Big E runs 3 events, right? And only one of them is in the CPT schedule, which is Summer Jam, right? It's the only one that makes it into the CPT, or all the other circuits,
any of them. Yeah,
right? Tekken World Tour, all these things like this. So I'm sure, a lot, and he even mentioned it during his speech too. He's hoping that he can get into more circuits with this event that way.
Sure.
And so moving it to April makes a lot of sense, so that he'll be able to get into a lot more of the CPTs and TWTs and IPSs and such. So.
I also think it makes sense because Winter Brawl is in February, NEC is in December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Summer Jam is at the opposite end of the calendar. So it's I feel like this spaces out his 3 events.
Yeah, he talked about that too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he said he just didn't want it to have it so that they were all, like he said that the NEC and the Winter Brawl were too close to each other, and this gives people who want to support him more time in between to not have to go to 2 events in such quick succession. So there you go.
Very good.
Easter Brawl.
Man. Don't put it on Easter.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't been able to go to NorCal Regionals.
NCR, yeah, I know.
Easter tags along on Jewish Passover. So.
Yep. Yeah, no other TO has 2 events on the CPT, but then again, I don't think anybody else has 2 events.
Yeah, who else runs 2, let alone 3?
Right, maybe Lap Chi because he has the Master Series and the Canada Cup, but
nobody has 3.
Right, nobody has 3, and he's been doing that for some time. And to be honest, he's also still running TFC. He's still a large part of the Fall Classic as well. So, see, again, the seasons, right? It's always the seasons. So, okay. And also, if you have April...
Oh, yeah, Jabali. That's a good point. Jabali does run multiple, especially with DreamHack.
Well, he does the CEO Otaku. Oh, the DreamHack ones. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But also the other thing, too, is, what if he needed to move April Annihilation to, just the beginning of May or something like that,
You're stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuck. So. Oh, well.
Okay. That was Winter Brawl. So I do not have CenCal Standoff results. Do you have that anywhere here? We can get that from... I mean, obviously, we were there, so we got to see Street Fighter and Marvel. We got to commentate that. It was really fun commentating Marvel, by the way. Haven't had a chance to do that in a while.
That's true, yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Marvel's so fun. And honestly, this weekend, both at CenCal Standoff and at Winter Brawl, this was a really good weekend for Marvel and for Dragon Ball. And, I tweeted out, kind of sarcastically, I was like, oh, here's my new controversial statement, that both of these games are awesome, and I like them both, and they're super fun. One, I just don't understand how a lot of people didn't realize I was being sarcastic, calling it controversial. But yeah, because I even ended the tweet with "crazy." I know, and so that's a total
Oh, I hear you, but hey,
man, oh well.
Hard to get it always.
I can't, dude. I can never get across a sarcastic tweet. I don't think anyone's ever used to hearing the sarcasm from my voice.
Maybe.
And so when they read my tweets, they can never get the sarcasm out of it. So I just need to start adding weird smiley faces and or /S, that stupid thing.
I feel like that would be weirder for you to do.
So?
Yeah, it'd be even weirder.
Okay.
All right, results. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
April Pools.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's still April, but still, yeah.
All right. Winner. Well, I guess I should do it from the back like we always do.
Sure.
So, 7th places were Napa Pride and Enra.
Napa Pride?
Yeah, Napa Pride, who is just Sactap. Yeah. Doesn't play Napa. 5th place is TA Supernoon and Dacid Bro. Then 4th place, Cloud 805. 3rd place was Mike Muscles. And 2nd place, 2 Gigabyte Combo. Winner, Apology Man.
Yeah.
So shout outs to NorCal for showing up pretty well.
Definite domination there. And I was really surprised Tatsu did not make top 8. I did not see who he lost to.
Wow, you're right. You're totally right. Well, I can look that up because I got the bracket for you, right here.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at this because I was tweeting out. I almost made the same mistake that I did at Frosty Faustings, where I was like, "Come watch the top 8 of Guilty Gear, including Teresa." Blah blah blah, and everyone's like, "Teresa's not in there," and I was like, "Oh crap." And so I almost did that again. I was like, come watch the top 8 of CenCal Standoff, including blah, blah, blah. And I wrote Tatsu's name, and I wrote all these. And I was like, I should probably check.
Good job, yeah. Supernoon eliminated him to make top 8.
Ooh, okay.
And he was sent to losers in the first place by 2 Gigabyte Combo.
Okay, there you go.
So a couple of pretty good players. What about Josh? What happened with that? He got sent to losers by Mike Muscles and then eliminated by Napa Pride.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right.
Okay, so both of them lost to both a NorCal and a SoCal then, huh?
Oh, wow, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Nice.
Then you had Street Fighter V. Well, not exactly in chronological order, but whatever. 7th places were Genesis Frenzy and Pavocado. I heard this was Genesis Frenzy's first time making it this far in a big event.
Really?
So
okay.
So.
Good job.
Pavocado also 7th. 5th places were 3rd Pixel Salyu and XSK Samurai.
XSK Samurai, who I think played his last match a little too salty and probably should not have done that.
He
but
jumped on it too fast.
Yeah.
4th place, Fort Clegg Madness, which was nice. That jury did some good work. 3rd place was Ultima. Got up really high. That was awesome to see. 2nd place, Tempo Storm Alex Myers, Cammy, and a little bit of Sakura. And then winner, playing only Abigail, LPN.
Right. And happy to see LPN using only one character.
Yes.
And a character that I think fits him because Abigail's good at the call-outs and just like the trolly nature of it. And then Also very strong character, so I think this is a perfect character pick for LPN. And he was playing him in Season 2, right? And granted,
That's true, yeah.
And granted, you tweeted this out too, is that everything that everyone's complaining about Abigail, he had in Season 2,
like,
except for the light kick.
The light kick combo is new,
right?
Outside of counter hit. But people aren't even complaining about that. Like, that may be something to complain about, but when you hear complaints, it's he's doing too much damage. What's these guard breaks about? Like, he has tools that he already did have.
Right.
Jump roundhouse is super good. Like, you know.
I actually think the light kick thing is a big problem.
It's super strong,
it's super
for sure.
Good.
It's just not what you typically hear people complaining about.
Because you don't see it. You don't see it that often. So yeah.
LPN sent Samurai to losers, which is part of why Samurai was a little salty about things.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, someone in the chat said what they want to see the cami shirt. So this is one of my favorite cami shirts. Basically,
cool.
This is the 86th shirt. So definitely you can get it from there right now, 86.com. So.
And then Alex Myers was definitely also salty after losing to LPN in grand finals.
I mean, he grabbed the mic after they awarded him second place, and all he said was. Nerf Abigail, so
basically, right?
Well, he said buff Sakura, nerf Abigail.
Yeah.
So there it was.
People aren't stoked about it.
I will say this though, Alex Myers was playing out of his mind. Like he
played really well.
Was looking ridiculous this whole tournament. It was only against Abigail that it just felt like he fell apart. But everybody else, I don't think I've seen him play that well before. He was talking to us about how he's just hyperbolic time chambered in Japan, how he played against Haitani, and Haitani was coaching him.
Yeah.
And he looks like a different player.
Agreed.
And that's where we started talking about the walking forward thing, because he was walking forward and dashing. He was just like constantly moving forward. It was the first time I'd ever seen Cammy look like a wall.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had really good anti-airs as he was moving forward. Yeah.
And so, dude, like he was hitting buttons at all the perfect timing, and he was looking strong. So he's not someone like Nephew, who I would say would be a surprise new up-and-comer, but I definitely think look out for this guy on the Pro Tour this year. So
sounds right.
Yeah.
All right, that's Street Fighter. Smash Bros. Wii U. This is a little bit funky looking here. Top 8, 7 places rather, the Cobra Door and Doodle Bob. 5th places were J-Tails and Manny. 4th, TSG Striker. 3rd, Stark. 2nd place, I'm Hip. And winner was TES Ghost. Smash Bros. Melee. 7 places, Careless and Legalized Carnage. 5th places, Tenshi and PJ. 4th, Xander. 3rd, NMW. 2nd place, Spark. And winner, TA Rocky. And then was that the Marvel?
Yes.
So 7 places were Fort Kless and Fort Fortress. 5th places were Killer Kai and Javier G. 4th place, Kevin Lee. 3rd place, Fort Cloud 805. 2nd place, TA Supernoon, and winner, Taekwa.
That's right. And
so Fortress was the Ryu player who tried Ryu twice in top 8 and just got blown up. Bad news. So then he switched over to, I think it was Monster Hunter, and he brought it back to 2-2, and he almost won. So if not for Ryu, he may have moved on a little bit further. Boy.
But I mean, overall, the matches in this top 8 were super sick.
Yes.
They all went 5 games. Like towards the end, like they all started going 5 games. All the players played super well, and yeah, I had a blast doing commentary for it, watching it, and just enjoying it. So
it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun
good stuff.
Cool to see Taekwa take it with his Ghost Rider. His Ghost Rider looked super strong. He won in situations that I feel like Ghost Rider can kind of struggle in, but he won those situations nevertheless. He won as solo Ghost Rider versus
Jeddah Raccoon.
Yeah, Jeddah Raccoon. Yeah, it's crazy. That team is so strong, and solo Ghost Rider did it.
I feel like Ghost Rider versus a single Raccoon would be already a bad match, but he was doing fine against Raccoon and Jeddah at the same time, to the point where Superman was almost looking kind of scared. Like he was playing like tentative, you know what I mean? So
agreed.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. And
it's not that I think that Ghost Rider is bad, but I do think that he is, I don't know, low mid, something like that.
He's just not as strong as everyone thought he was. But I mean, to be honest with you, Taeko kind of
maybe we're wrong.
Maybe changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah. He did a really, really good job. Very cool. And yeah, Ryu sucks in Marvel. In Street Fighter V, he's not that great, right? He doesn't suck. He's not that great. In Marvel Infinite, he sucks.
Dude, it wasn't even the bike.
Sucks.
Dude, it wasn't even the bike that he was using that was overpowered. In fact, it was the other super that seemed better.
Yeah, well, it's the full screen. You have to deal with it super. Right. Call in your teammate. ILO.
He wasn't using it as a combo ender. I mean, he would, but he would just throw it out there a lot of times and just lock people down. He called the bike like maybe twice, and when he did, the bike never did anything.
It's not even the bike. Yeah, it's about the neutral control and the fact that he can set up. He can force a mix-up from almost anywhere with that super.
Yeah. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff to take doing really, really well. Again, man, between both of the events, Marvel and Dragon Ball just looked so much fun. Both games looked really, really good.
Agreed.
Very high level. So,
all right, that's it for the results. But it's a cool event. I again highly recommend people check it out. We went last year too, and it was also good. They have a really cool venue in Fresno. The finals, well, actually this year all of it on stream anyway, was in the theater. So they have a theater that is 2 stories. It's like the seats go really high up and far back. So far that they actually have a second projector in the middle of it to keep people, so that they can see what's going on.
Right.
It's been, other than that, there's just a lot of other cool stuff there. They had food trucks that were good and a lot of little vendors. Cool to see.
Yeah, you can tell what's cool about it is Fresno's a little small, sleepy town, right? Compared to a lot of
other big cities in California.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they do that event there, a lot of the different businesses and a lot of different people in Fresno come out and really try to support it because, it's a big deal for them. And so I think that's really cool. They had a lot of, there was even the guys who were running that little barbecue thing outside. They were running around handing flyers. Everyone, they're like, "Oh, best barbecue in Fresno," and all this stuff like that. It's a big deal. So, I hope it grows. I hope it continues to grow. But, the secret to growing any event is just to keep running it and just to keep having people come back and saying they had a good time there. So,
yeah, for sure. Alrighty, that's it for results, I guess, huh?
Yep.
All right, well then in that case, let's take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about this fighting game player, greatest of all time discussion.
Sure.
Who will it be?